here's review number 3. So for number 1, you guys solve for this equation by first subtracting the 7 to both sides. You guys need to isolate the square root, so this is what it looks like. Then you're going to raise both sides to the second power, and you guys are going to get k minus 7 is equal to k squared minus 14k plus 49. And now you just set it equal to 0, so add 7 to both sides and subtract k from both sides. So you guys are actually going to get 0 is equal to k squared minus 15k plus 56. Two things that multiply to 56 but add together gives you negative 15 is k minus 8 and k minus 7. K is equal to 8 and 7. Plug those values into the original equation, guys, to check, and you'll find out that when you guys plug both of those in, it actually works out. So A is your guys' answer. Number 2. Alright, so isolate your guys' square root, so add 4 to both sides. You guys are going to get n plus 4 is equal to square root of 6n plus 15. Take both sides to the second power, and you guys are going to get n squared plus 8n plus 16 is equal to 6n plus 15. And now set it equal to 0, so subtract 6n from both sides and subtract 15 from both sides. So n squared is going to equal, n squared plus 2n plus 1 is equal to 0. Factor that out, n plus 1 times n plus 1 is equal to 0, so n is equal to negative 1. Make sure you plug in n is equal to negative 1 into the original equation, and it's going to work out, so that means you guys have B as your answer. Number 3, subtract 4 from both sides. Square root of 5b minus 24 is equal to b minus 4. Take both sides to the second power. 5b minus 24 is equal to, and then multiply that out, we get b squared minus 8b plus 16. Set this equation equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 5b from both sides, and I'm going to add 24 to both sides. 0 is equal to b squared minus 13b plus 40. So we're going to get 0 is equal to b minus 5 when you factor, and b minus 8. B is equal to 5 and 8. And when you guys plug in 5 or 8 into the original equation, they both work. So that means B is your guys' answer. Over here, alright, so we need to isolate the square root. So add b to both sides. B minus 1 is equal to square root of 4b plus 28. Take both sides to the second power, and you guys are going to get b squared minus 2b plus 1 is equal to 4b plus 28. Set this equation equal to 0, so subtract 4b and 28 from both sides. B squared minus 6b minus 27 is equal to 0. This factors into b minus 9 and b plus 3. So b is equal to negative 3 and 9. Now, if you guys plug in negative 3 into the original, it is not going to work out. So negative 3 will be an extraneous solution, and your real answer will just be 9. Make sure you guys plug in just to make sure. Alright, number 5. Here are your guys' exponent rules. So this has a power of 1. So when it's a power raised to a power, you distribute this to both. 2 to the 4th and x to the negative 16. Okay, on the bottom, if you guys have multiplication, right there, that means you guys have to add your exponents with the ones that have a common base. So I'm just going to write 2, because that's to the first power. X to the second times x to the third, you guys, is 2 plus 3, which is x to the fifth. Now, you guys have this, and now you guys have to use division. So when there's two bases and you're dividing, you have to subtract the exponents from each other. So 2 to the 4th minus 1, x to the negative 16 minus 5. That's going to give you guys 2 to the 3rd and x to the negative 23rd. Sorry, x to the negative 21. Alright, 2 to the 3rd is just 8, but x to the negative 21, you guys, can't have negative exponents, so that has to go to the bottom, and it'll make it a positive. So your guys' answer is going to be C. Alright, over here, so I'm just going to give these powers of 1 so you guys can see. Okay, first, this 4, you distribute it to there, and this 2, you distribute it to both. This has a power of 1 as well. So we're going to have 2 to the first n squared times 2 to the second n to the second, all over n to the negative 8. Oh, n to the negative 4. Okay, there is multiplication, right? So that means you guys add your guys' exponents if they have a common base. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And now we're looking at our n's on the top. N to the 2 plus 2, you guys, is 4. And now right here, we have n to the 4th divided by n to the negative 4, so we have common bases with a division sign. So 2 to the 3rd still, n to the 4th minus the bottom, negative 4. So we're going to have 2 to the 3rd, n to the 8, which is 8, n to the 8th power, which is C. Alright, 7. I'm just going to give everyone a power so that you guys can see it. Distribute this 2 to both. So we're going to have 2 to the first, p to the second, times 2 to the second, and p to the second. All over, distribute this 4 to that as well. P to the negative 16. Okay, on the top, multiplication, so that means you guys add your guys' exponents with common bases. So 2 to the 1 plus 2 power, you guys, is 3. And p to the 2 plus 2 power, you guys, is 4. Now, common bases, but there's division, so you subtract the exponents from each other. So I'm just going to write 2 to the 3rd, p to the 4th minus negative 16, which is 8 p to the 20th power, C. Alright, here, I'm just going to give everyone a power. Alright, negative 4, distribute. 2 to the first, m to the second, times m to the negative 3, all divided by m to the negative 8. Okay, there's multiplication, so that means you guys add your exponents with common bases. So 2 to the first, and then m to the 2 plus negative 3, you guys, is negative 1, all over m to the negative 8. Alright, so now we have division, so 2 to the first times m to the negative 1 minus negative 8, because now there's division with common bases. So we have 2m to the 7th power, which is B. Alright, 9. We need to isolate this right here. So we need to add 1 to both sides first. 4 minus 3x to the 3/4 is equal to 8. So we need to multiply to get rid of this fraction, guys. we need to raise both sides to the reciprocal. So raise both sides to the reciprocal, you guys. So this cancels. 4 minus 3x is equal to 8 to the 4/3 power, you guys, is 16. Subtract 4 from both sides. Negative 3x is equal to 12. Divide both sides by negative 3. X is equal to negative 4. The answer is A. Alright, 10. Add 2 to both sides. So 32 is equal to A minus 6 to the 5/4 power. Raise both sides to the 4/5 power. This cancels. So 32, you guys, to the 4/5 power is 16. So that's 16. And add 6 to both sides. 22 is equal to A. So your guys' answer is C, 22. Alright, here, subtract 8 from both sides, and we're going to get 2A minus 15 to the 3/2 is equal to 1. Raise both sides to the reciprocal of that power, so 2/3. This cancels, so we have 2A minus 15 is equal to 1. Add 15 to both sides, so we get 2A is equal to 16. Divide both sides by 2, A is equal to 8. 12. Subtract 10 from both sides. So we're going to have 64 is equal to negative 24 minus 8n to the 3/2. Got to raise both sides to reciprocal, so raise both sides to the 2/3. So we're going to get negative 24 minus 8n. Okay, 64 to the 2/3 power, you guys, is 16. Add 24 to both sides now. Divide both sides by negative 8. Negative 5 is equal to n, B. Alright, so for 13 through 16, you guys, you just have to find a common base between every single term. So for this one, I see that all of them could be a common base of 3. So 3 to the negative 1, negative 2n minus 3, 3 to the 5th, to the negative 3n, and 3 to the 4th times 3n. Alright, so let's simplify this by distributing. So 2n plus 3 times 3 to the negative 15n, and 3 to the 12n. Now remember, when you guys have multiplication, you guys just add the exponents. So 3 to the 2n plus 3 plus a negative 15n is equal to 3 to the 12n. So on this side, we're going to get 3 to the negative 13n plus 3 is equal to 3 to the 12n. Now, since they have a common base, you guys, all you have to do is just equate the exponents equal to each other. So it's negative 13n plus 3 is equal to 12n. And solve for n, I'm going to add 13n on both sides, and then divide both sides by 25. So our answer is going to be 3 over 25 is equal to n, which is A. Alright, 14. So find a common base between each one, and it's going to be 4. So 4 to the second, negative 2b minus 3. 4 to the second times b, and 4 to the third times 2b. So distribute 4 to the negative 4b minus 6 times 4 to the 2b equal to 4 to the 6b. When you guys are multiplying, that means you guys add the exponents if they have a common base. So it's going to be 4 to the negative 4b minus 6 plus 2b is equal to 4 to the 6b. 4 to the negative 2b minus 6 is equal to 4 to the 6b. Now they both have a common basis, which means you guys can just set the exponents equal to each other. So negative 2b minus 6 is equal to 6b. Add 2b to both sides. Negative 6 is equal to 8b. Divide both sides by 8. That simplifies to, if you divide top and bottom by 2, you guys, negative 3 over 4 is equal to b, which is c. Alright, 15. Again, find common bases between each number, and I'm noticing it's 2. So 2 to the third is 8. 2 to the fourth is 16. Multiply that by p. And this one, you guys, is 2 to the negative fifth. Would give us 1 over 32. Alright, so let's simplify. 2 to the third times 2 to the 4p is equal to 2 to the 10p. If you guys have multiplication between two common bases, you add exponents. So 2 to the 3 plus 4p is equal to 2 to the 10p. Common bases, so that means set your exponents equal to each other. So 3 plus 4p is equal to 10p minus 4p from both sides. 3 is equal to 6p. Divide both sides by 6. 1/2 is equal to p, which is b. Okay, last one. 16. Common base between each term is 5. So 5 to the negative 1 is the 1/5 part. 5 to the negative 3 is the 1 over 25 part. And this one's 5 to the second. Negative n. Distribute 5 to the n times 5 to the 3n plus 9. 5 to the negative 2n. Common bases and their multiplication, so add your guys' exponents. So 5 to the n plus 3n plus 9 is equal to 5 to the negative 2n. 5 to the 4n plus 9 is equal to 5 to the negative 2n. They have the common base, so set your exponents equal to each other. So 4n plus 9 is equal to negative 2n. Subtract 4n from both sides. We get 9 is equal to negative 6n. Divide both sides by negative 6. And we are going to get divide top and bottom by 3. 3. Negative 3/2 is equal to n, which is b. And that's your guys' third review.